Hello! Gosh, it's been a long time since my last tutorial, and today I decided to make another one. So first of all, I'm saying sorry that I have took such a long break without any video, and that was due to removal from my side, and I had to concentrate on different things. I was shooting within this time, but I had no intention to do any tutorials at this time. So today I want to process one shot I've taken. Let me just see when I've taken the shot. 10 days ago, and this is in my new place, and I've sent the Mavic Air in the air and tried to catch the sunset that's brightening the quarry that's just next to my I would say town village. I don't know, it's not that big. But quite impressive light at this time, and I want to show you how to make this nice scenery and work with Mavic Air panels. So let's just start it. So the first thing we will do is we will go into the library, and then let's just create a virtual copy because we want to start from scratch. So take this one and then reset everything I have done. So I don't know if the result will be the same, but in essence you can see the workflow that I'm doing. So just resetting it. And yes, there you can see that it is a panel stitched from the RAWs from the Mavic Air. And what you can see here is I'm using the Mavic Air panel function. I'm telling Mavic to store raw files, and I'm stitching them then in the Lightroom. So what you can see here are the RAWs. So you can see the title of the RAW. It's pano 0001 and 2, means this is the second pano I've taken at this time with my Mavic Air. But what you have to do is now you have to mark all these panels. So you go from the first one to the second one to the third one to the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Just mark everything, then go to photo merge and then panorama. And then Lightroom is doing this, doing almost the same like the Mavic Air processing. So it's now taking all the RAWs and stitching them together. And there you can see it's a pretty nice panel. So I tried to set the road as a leading line in the picture, and then you have this nice shine from the side coming from the right to the left, and as a very subject of the photo you have the stones, the rocks of the quarry. So I will now cancel it because we already have this shot. And there we go. So the first thing you should do is you should click on the crop tool, then constrain to image, and then it's already giving you an example of which crop is the best, taking in relation the crops of the pano, means the legs and the empty space. So we go for it, and there we go. That's what we are now working on. So first of all, what I'm doing is right now increasing the contrast, then decreasing the highlights to the very left. We will later on in the processing took this a little bit to the right, but in the beginning I'm doing like this. So I'm quite impressed by the dynamic range the Mavic Air has given me in this RAW, because normally what I'm doing is I'm taking HDRs and then stitching those HDRs and Lightroom together, and these shots have not been any HDRs. This is due to the lack of the Mavic Air, so I cannot combine with the Mavic Air the automatic exposure bracketing with the panel function. I'm really sad that this is not working. I've heard the Litchi app is giving you this option, but I do not have the how to say, the motivation to now go for another app on my device. This is sufficient for what I'm doing, but nevertheless, it's sad that DJI is not implementing the possibility. So then contrast is better. Then let's do a split toning. So I'm always pushing the highlights more into the brown, so giving it the warm feeling. The shadows more into the blue. Then sharpening. So go to 60. Press the Alt button on my Mac and drag the masking. And then look for the edges you want to sharp. So I will leave the sky like it is. So I would go like this, and then the edges of the rest. So let's just look into it. Oh, hello. Okay, there we go. Then remove chromatics, enable profile corrections. I don't know if there's something applied from Lightroom to the Mavic Air. And let's see if this will give us some result. No, it's giving up, but it looks quite in a good angle, in a good level. And let's just look if we can decrease the exposure a little bit. So normally I work underexposured and then doing in the selective masking, giving back some highlights to the viewer. That's what I'm doing here. So going back like minus 6.45, and here we go. So let's just increase push the temperature a little bit into the warm segment, then more of the magenta. And so we're working with the VSCO color curves. I'm not using the presets. I hate the presets, but I like the color curves. So in sunsets, I'm using the 160T analog film curve because what's giving me is the highlights are pushed a little bit into the magenta. So if we go for this, then you can see that yeah, exactly. The greens are, the highlights of the greens are decreased, so it's a little bit desaturated, but the yellow temperature and the orange temperature is more pushed into the magenta. And then you have a really warm feeling over the whole shots. You can do this on your own. So if you are not into VSCO, you can experiment with the tone curves and push them a little bit. So what I'm giving you, you can go for this curve in the red channel, then for this curve in the green channel, and this one in the blue. And you will achieve the same. So you do not have to buy the VSCO. You can just try to replay the YouTube video and experiment with the tone curves. And if you go into the overall RGB, then you can see that the blacks are pushed to the blacks are increased, so it's giving you this washed out feeling, but we will increase it even more. So that's the very base, and you can see it's still it really looks good. I mean, we have not done so much. We have increased the contrast, sharpened the picture, do a split tone, and apply the tone curves to it. So the next thing what we will do is we will make some dodge and burn. And what we will do is we will increase the this subject here to drag the eyes of the viewer to the quarry, and we will increase the lines leading into the pictures, and we will give this a little bit more hazy and a blackened out look. So let's go first for the sun. So we will use the radial gradient, and then just mark it here, and then we will do like the sun will come from the right to the left, and then we will so if you press now O, then you can see the mask. Yeah, and in the default it's like this. So if you are using the radial gradient, it's coming from the outermost part to the innermost part. But what we want to do is we want to do it the different way. So we will invert it, and then you can see that the effect is coming from the inner to the outer. And that's what we want to achieve. So we want to give this now a little bit of a haze look. So we will make it even more warm, and then we will try to follow the light of the shot, so we can erase this later, and then go for the blacks, push them a little bit, and you can see it's getting washed out. Yeah, so don't go crazy, and then use the dehaze feature into the upper side. Okay, and then it looks like this. I think it's a little bit too much, but let's see. So, and let's come for this one, and now press O. Okay. Let's get back to the mask. Then we go to the brush and get rid of the auto mask feature. And then when you press now Alt, then you can see that this brush tool is giving you a minus instead of a plus. And that's what we want to have. We want to have a minus. And now we want to erase the dark parts of the shots that are touched by our gradient, because we just want to emphasize the light and not the shadows. So let's just erase them, so go over them. So just keep it a little bit like this. Get away, get away, get away, get away. So the auto mask is still active, sorry. Now it's gone. So we do it like this. This is a very big picture, so performance is not so good in Lightroom right now. Get away, get away, get away, bye, bye, bye. And that's it. Go back to press O once again to get rid of the mask, and let's see it. Oh my god, performance is really, really bad. Already pressed O, doing it again. I think I will press escape, and then it gets away. Lightroom, do something. Hello Lightroom. Hello Lightroom. I'm working on a really, really good machine, so wondering. There we go. So now you have only this light on the already bright parts, and this is quite good. So the next thing what we will do is we will increase the line here. So we will take our pencil. Then no, we don't want to have a temperature. So go for clarity a little bit more. We want to make it really good. Then zoom in and go for an auto mask, because this is helping you a little bit with the edges. And then just paint over the road. So like this. And this is just to drag the view of the to drag the eyes into the picture following the road. So it's also the road. And I don't know, shall we use the train too? Yeah, just take the train too. It's also good. I'm not talking about the train, I'm talking about the rail. So sorry for this. There we go. So like this. So, and now press Alt to remove something, and now try to erase what the auto mask feature did wrong. Just going over these parts. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going now out. Takes a little bit of time. Yeah, so and now you can, I will just say do it even brighter. Get away, mask, don't want you. So yeah, this is fine. So it's a little bit brighter, but not too much, and it's now giving you the possibility to follow the road into the picture and even look into this small part. I like it. So the next thing what we will do is we will take a radial filter once again, drag it over this part because that's the most important part of the shot. We will increase the clarity and the highlights here to even emphasize it more for the viewer. So there we go. Just give you an example. So this is the original, and we just make it even brighter because we will decrease the overall exposure. Then more orange. Yes, this is fine. So let's go a little bit back with the exposure. So for example like this. That's fine. Let's just check if everything is still there. You have to be a little bit careful. Yeah, that's nice. So you can still see the structure. It's good. So what we will do now is we will just emphasize these yellow parts of the trees and then lighten them a little bit. I will just put some more radial gradients on the shot, just to add a little bit more dynamic and play for the viewer. So just drag them here. Inverted. Looks like my Mac is dying. Could be that because I'm recording the video in the background, this is... there we go. So just like this, then drag it a little bit more here, and then it's a little bit lighter. Do the same for here. It's subtle, so you won't recognize it immediately, but it will change the dynamic of the shot. It's like the light is playing a little bit with the picture, and it's just not as boring as before. So then we will go here too. And you can copy gradients by just pressing the Command and Alt button and dragging the point out to another place. Then it's on the fly copying. Like this. This looks nice. So let's see how we can change the vibrance. So I'm giving it a little bit more vibrance back. No, I don't like it. I will decrease the vibrance. And let's do it like this. I will decrease the vibrance, but what I will do is I will increase the saturation of the yellow. So the yellow is the most prominent color here, but desaturating the rest. So let's go for this. So I have decreased the overall vibrance, but I will bring back the yellow into the picture. So that's pretty easy. So go for the HSL tab, then go for saturation, click here, and then just drag the point to the part you want to increase, and then drag it to the top or drag it to the bottom, and then this will lead to an increase of saturation. And what we will do is I will also increase the luminance, means how bright color parts are in the shot. So let's go for this one, and let's just increase it even more. So the yellow should be really, really bright, like this. Yeah, this is fine. And now decrease the exposure even more. Yes, like this. So then let's go for the sky. Just decrease the exposure of the sky. Yeah, to give back a little blue. And what we will do is we will use the new range mask feature. So in our case, we will go for the luminance. And what does this mean? This means the gradient filter is only applied to the parts you will tell them. So in our example, it's like we have a really bright sky and we want only to darken the sky. So let's just go for this part. Let's see how this changed. So only the red part is the application of the filter. Bring back the mask by O. So bring back the mask. Yeah. So now we have only this part at the top. I would say go even more to this. And not the mountain. The mountain should stay as it is. And then go for the smoothness. Yeah, this is fine. Now go back. Let's check the result. So yeah, there we go. And now we can experiment a little bit more with the magenta. So let's see if a little, yeah, exactly. So I think this is the result that I have published on 500 pics and in Instagram. Yeah, looks almost the same. So, and if we now compares what the original thing was and what we have achieved, it's really cool. This is the old version, so this is the new version. But I will do now a reset, and then you can see how the shot looked without our processing. It looked like this. And if you now go back, just a moment, it's processing. Yeah, this is our result. So I hope you enjoyed the processing, and if you have any questions, just write in the comments. I will try to reply, and visit my 500 pics page and my Instagram page, so you will have the links in the description of this video. And have a nice day, and bye bye.